students, welcome to the English class. Today we will be discussing the most important topic of the writing part in class 10th, that is story writing. And the story writing consists of 10 marks in your board exam paper. So it is quite important. Be there, carefully listen to me. You just see that story writing requires a lot of efforts by the writer, then only the readers enjoy it. Okay, so just to see that what is a story, first of all you all must know that it is an artful piece that requires not only a good grasp over the language. Means it doesn't mean that if you can write in your language fluently, it doesn't mean that you can be a story writer also. It requires, story writing requires a creative thinking also, some sort of imagination also. Okay, so it is a different art which is which must be there in the author, in the writer. So let us discuss what are the main features of a good story that a writer must have in his mind while writing a good story. So first of all is the theme. So the theme is the basic part. It is the central idea of the story that author wants to convey. Means it is the central part, means on which the story is based upon. So that is the theme, and it can be the imagination of the author also, the story writer also. Okay, let us see the second feature. Second feature is the plot. So plot means how the events are arranged to develop and the basic idea of the story. So plot is having many things in it. So first of all is the introduction. So introduction means the beginning of the story, where we will introduce the characters, the scene, okay, and the atmosphere. So all these will come in the introductory part of the story. Then second is the rising action. Rising action means where the problem begins and where the complication started, where the situations become complicated. So that is called the rising action. Then third one is the climax. Climax is the most interesting part of a story, where readers just find the highest point of interest, that what will happen next. And what will happen next happens in the fourth part of the plot, that is called falling action, where the complications begin to resolve, where the character, the protagonist, finds the solution to his problem. Okay, so and then the last one is the resolution, means final outcome of the story, means what the person, the character learns out of that particular story. Okay, now let us see how can we write an effective story so that you can score better marks in your exams. So first of all, collect your ideas for the story. So when the ideas will be collected and organized, then you will easily write the story. So first of all, through experience, you can write a good story only. It can't happen that all of a sudden you are able to write a good story. So with the practice, through experience only, you can build a good plots of story. So first of all, what you can do is you can find inspiration from the real people. Means when you come across the real people, means suppose the life of Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, means all the famous personality, then you can easily write the good story by in the influence of those famous real people. So keep the amazing and the unusual, the strange, the irrational stories you hear. Means whenever in the past you have heard any story, you just keep them for your own stuff to score good marks in the exams. So if you have trouble understanding or finding attributes of a character and turn to your life, You can easily borrow attributes of people you know or even strangers you notice. Means you can easily organize a story when you come across the real story, real life stories, then you just find the ideas to write your own story. So this is all, means how you can use your inspiration of the real people, that in a particular situation what that person will be doing, it becomes very hard for you, then you just imply that situation on yourself, that how you will be tackling the situation if you fall in that, then you will easily get the idea and you will be able to write the story more effectively. Okay, so these two things are quite important, that something different must be there in the story, then only the audience love to read the story, and the situation can be handled in the story when you put yourself there inside the story. Then one more important thing, that is the first paragraph must be catchy one, attractive one. If whenever we just begin to read the story, then the first paragraph, if it is interesting, then only we just love to read it further. So that is the most important thing. Discuss the difference of expression. The importance of expression is must in story writing. Expressions gives us the feeling of the character. Okay, let us see how the expression works. You just see here there are two statements. First one is I heard my neighbor through the wall. So this statement is quite dry and uninteresting. And if we say the neighbor behind us practiced screaming therapy in his shower almost every day. So this sentence catches the reader's attention. Who is the guy who goes in his shower every day and screams? Why does he do that? What exactly is a screaming therapy? So let us keep on reading and find out what is there in the sentence. So this is the catchy first paragraph, so that must be there. So here I have taken the one example of the catchy first paragraph. So it is written about Tom Franks. You just see. And now after the first paragraph, how to develop the characters, that we just discussed. In order to develop a living, breathing, multifaceted character, it is important to know way more about the character than you will ever use in the story. So for not only just the name we just explain, along with the name we must know various other things related to the character that we should explain to make the readers understand that what sort of character that person is. Now students, let us see how to introduce characters in a story and what are the things that we should keep in mind while introducing the character to make it effective one. So we should give information related to the name of the character, his age, job, ethnicity, appearance, residence, pets, religion, hobbies, single or married, children, temperament, his favorite color, his friends, favorite foods, drinking patterns, phobias, faults, something hated, secrets, strong memories, any illnesses, nervous gestures, and sleep patterns. Means we can make our story strong with the help of any of the character traits of the character and make the story based upon it. Suppose some character is having phobia related to anything, so we can make our story based upon that and how he removed that phobia. So in that manner we can make our story. Let us see how to introduce a character with the story in the story gradually means how to make it effective one. Here is the example of a girl, Jen. So how we have introduced her. Her name is Jen. She was short for Jennifer Mary Johnson, means this is her full name. She is 21 years old. She is a fair skinned Nairobian with blue eyes, long curly red hair, and is 5 feet 6 inches tall. Contrary to the stereotype about redheads, she is actually easygoing and rather shy. She loves cats and has two of them named Bailey and Ellie. She is a technical writing major with a minor in biology. Jan plays the piano and is an amateur photographer. She lives in the dorms at the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. She eats pizza every day for lunch and loves red rose tea. She cracks her knuckles when she is nervous. Her mother just committed suicide. So, here, first of all, the character is introduced very briefly, means what does she love and all of a sudden her mother committed suicide. This becomes the turning point of her life. So you just choose a point of view first of all, so that we can weave the story based on that. Then only the story can find a base first of all. So you all must know that the story from the view of I, the narrator is either the protagonist, means the main character and directly affected by unfolding events, or the narrator is a secondary character telling the story revolving around the protagonist. Means in both the forms the story can be written, means you can share your own experience being the first person, and you can write the story in the secondary character also, that what he does in a particular situation and how he tackled the situation and all. Okay, and if you are writing the story in the second person and directly you are using the word you, then it means you are involving your readers in the story. Suppose, let us take the example this I have given. You laughed loudly at the antics of the clown. You clapped your hands with joy. So these all are, you are the readers, means we have involved the readers also, means how they will react when they will saw the tricks of the clown. Okay, and they will clap obviously when they will enjoy the tricks and antiques of the clown. Okay, and if we write the story in the third person, then obviously we will be using the pronouns he, she, it, and the third person narrative perspective, it remains limited, we all know, and telling the story from one character's viewpoint, or omniscient, means where the narrator knows everything about all of the characters, that is called the omniscient. And then whatever the narrator tells related to the third person, that becomes the story. Means here the involvement of readers remain less, they just become the reader only. So when we begin to write the dialogues in the story, they all must be meaningful one, means irrelevant dialogues should not be there, otherwise the story becomes monotonous and readers won't love to read it. Just see that the first sentence of your narrative should catch your reader's attention with the unusual, the unexpected, an action or a conflict. You just begin with tension or immediacy, and remember that short stories need to start close to their end, means wherever the story starts the problem arises and it gets solved at the end and at the same place where the story had started. Now let us discuss that what is the importance of meaningful dialogues in a story. So first of all, you all must know what is the meaning of dialogue. Dialogue is what your characters say to each other or to themselves, means whatever they deliver.
So each speaker gets his or her own paragraph, and the paragraph includes whatever you wish to say about what the character is doing when speaking. So these all remains the dialogues, and they all must be meaningful one, otherwise the story won't become interesting and readers won't love to read it further. So to make it interesting, the dialogues must be meaningful one, that we all must keep in mind while writing the story, as dialogues are quite important one. So let us see that where are you going? John cracked his knuckles when he looked at the floor. To the racetrack. Mary engaged toward the door, keeping her eyes on John's bent head. Not again. John stood up, flexing his fingers. We are already maxed out of our credit cards. Where are you going? John cracked his knuckles while he looked at the floor. To the racetrack. Mary engaged towards the door, keeping her eyes on the John's bent head. Not again. John stood up, flexing his fingers. We are already maxed out on our credit card. So here there are two kinds of presentation of dialogues. So we ourselves can judge that which one is effective one. We all know that the second one is effective one, and in this manner the dialogues must be written, otherwise they just get mingled up and we won't understand that which character is saying which dialogue. So the story will not be understandable. So use setting and context, means setting and context must be appropriate one. So rather than feed your readers information about the weather, population statistics, or how far it is to the grocery store, substitute descriptive details so your readers can experience the location that the way your character do. It can be helpful to make some sort of timeline to help you decide what should happen when and where. Means we should not give all the information directly to the readers. This is called setting and context. We should write the story in that manner that readers themselves come to know that what sort of weather is there, what sort of population statistics is there, where the character is living. So this we all must keep in mind, that we should not make the our story the informative one means we should not write all the information in one go. Gradually we should give the information related to the character. So next is the setup of the dialogue, which is the most important part of the story writing. So your story should consist at least of an introduction, initiating incident, rising action, climax, fallen action, and resolution. You can draw or write a visual with a very simple descriptions of what should happen in each of these stages. Having this done will help you keep focused when writing the story, and you can easily make changes to it so that you are able to keep a steady flow as you write the full story. So plot requires many features, this I have told you. So you just keep in mind that what is required next, then only your story will be effective one. Let us take the example. Suppose if you are having trouble deciding a plot, then try brainstorming. Suppose you have a protagonist whose husband comes home one day and says he doesn't love her anymore and he is leaving. What are actions that can result from this situation? She becomes workaholic. Their children are unhappy. Their children want to live with their dad. She moves to another city. She gets a new job. They sell the house. She meets a psychiatrist and falls in love. He comes back and she accepts him. He comes back and she doesn't accept him. So both the situation may happen. She commits suicide. He commits suicide. She moves in with her parents. The next step is to select one action from the list and brainstorm another list from that particular action. So there are many situations here we have discussed, so you can weave your story taking any of the situation, means both the situations, like he comes back and she accepts him, or he doesn't come back, how did she live. So in this manner both the situations are being given. So create some conflict and tension also in your story. Conflict is, what does a conflict mean? First of all, let us discuss. Conflict is a fundamental element of fiction. Fundamental because in literature only trouble is interesting. Means readers love to read the troubles, the suspense in the story. So conflict produces tension that makes the story begin. Tension is created by opposition between the character or characters and internal or external forces or conditions. By balancing the opposing forces of the conflict, you keep readers glued to the pages, wondering how the story will end. Means when the conflict will be there, when the tension will be there in the story, then the readers become curious to know that how the character is going to solve the particular conflict or tension, so they just keep on reading the story. So what are the some possible conflicts? The protagonist against another individual, the protagonist against nature or technology, the protagonist against society, the protagonist against god or himself or herself. So protagonist here means the main character of the story, and when the readers read it, then they just put themselves in the place of protagonist and try to know the solution of their personal problems also many a times in the story. So one more thing, that is to build a crisis or climax. So when the story moves on, then crisis or climax are equally important. So this is the turning point of the story, means climax, the most exciting or dramatic moment. So it is the moment the readers has begun waiting for. In Cinderella's case, the payoff is when the slipper fits. So this is called the climax, as in the Cinderella story, when the slipper fixes in the in the feet of Cinderella, then the climax become satisfied. The story comes to an end. So story is basically based upon the plot and in the end the climax. So you just find a resolution. Resolution means it is just difficult to provide a complete resolution, and you often need to just show that characters are beginning to change in some way or starting to see things differently. So this is the basic thing. Means what the writer wants to convey through his story. Means ultimately in the end what happens, the characters change
One
themselves.
story as an example which has covered all the main features of a good story. I hope you all have known all the tricks to write a good story. Now create your own stories and enjoy story writing and score best marks in your board exams.